Hi everyone, this is Mohammad Kardan. In this video we are going to explain how did I make this dresser and the assets inside of it. T-shirts, shirts, towels, hangers, all of these stuffs, okay? And this picture frame, all of this. Okay, before I start to explain how did I make this, as I mentioned, my concept art was this game HeavyRain. So as you can see, we have two drawer and one dresser, one picture frame, two I don't know what's that is, maybe it's a vase, call it vase, yeah, because it has foliage in it. And as you can see, in the dresser we have towel, we have t-shirts folded and boxes, hangers, and yeah, you can see it in here. Okay, so I started to make it on Maya. Let's open Maya. So here we go. This is Maya, and so in this video I will explain how did I make these stuffs. So first of all, I did the drawer. It's so simple. It's a box and 3 doors, but these doors doesn't have inside. It's just the blackout, because we don't want to open it or whatever, so why wasting polygons. And as you can see, okay, and for the drawer I did it like this. It's a box, so simple. It's a box. You see, this is a box and 4 doors, and I did the inside. So simple, so easy. And yeah, that's it. For the next one I did a box. Again, it's a simple box with a door, but it's just one-sided because we don't need 2 sides of it. It's just one side. It doesn't have any bevel. Yeah, so go to the next one. This is the inside of this dresser when we want to hang our dressers, our shirts and all the stuffs with these hangers. Towel. And how did I make these stuffs? I will explain it right now. Hang on a second. I did these hangers. So how did I make them? I will explain it a little bit right now for you. Let me. So here we are. So how did I make these hangers? So it was so easy. I did a plane. I made a plane. I put a texture on it like this. For the hangers, I did that. Like in here, as you can see, I downloaded some pictures from the internet, put it in a PURF, get a screenshot like this, 1, 2, 3 screenshots. Then I put the screenshot like this, these pictures, and try to make them with the picture with a Bezier map, Bezier curve. I selected it like this and like this and like this and this. As you can see, yeah, you get the idea. Then in here you can see that I started curve it with that picture. Definitely helped. And other hangers, this one is the same. This one I did, so I said to myself maybe a little bit twisted, or yeah. And for this one again, like that with Bezier. And then I did a bevel on it. And after I did this Bezier map, this Bezier curve, I went to swap mesh. And when you click it, it asks you how many sides do you want, what scale do you want. Do you see? It's so simple. And I believe we have it in 3ds Max as well. So these hangers made it look like this, and this one was a little bit different. I didn't use Bezier. Yeah, I did Bezier like this. Yeah, I did a Bezier again like this. You can have it. You can see. Yeah, this is the Bezier. Then we select up and yeah, you get the idea. Okay, these are the hangers. What about the other? For clothes, how did I make clothes? Again, I did search some pictures on the internet. Okay, let me show you the pictures. I've downloaded a lot of pictures, sort them, all of them. For example, lamp, home, textures, book covers, chairs, clothes. In clothes, I selected some of them. This one, this. So I collect them, I gather them together and take a screenshot like this. And no, I didn't make a screenshot. I put them on Photoshop. For example, this one, I put it on the Photoshop and cut the rest of it. This one, and this one, because you can see that it's just the picture, nothing, not the background of it or whatever. Yeah, it's so clean. I will show you the Photoshop picture. You can see I put it in the Photoshop. I make them like this, a little bit of space between each one of them. So then I put it in here. This is a plane because I just did some layers. I can select it, but doesn't matter. Okay, then I went to the front view and did a plane, put it in here, try to make it as good as possible, and the rest of them as well. 1, 2, 3 t-shirts, 1 scarf, and for these t-shirts, not these folded t-shirts, for these t-shirts, I went to Marvelous Designer. I have the program in here. I went to the Marvelous Designer. In the library of the Marvelous Designer, we have a t-shirt. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, you can see in here, it's not just a picture. I used picture for my texture. And I know that we have copyright issues in here because these are not my pictures, almost none of them. But I'm not using it for industry. It's just a personal project and I'm just explaining for you. So I did this shirts like this. Do you see it's not flat? It has some silhouette. And yeah, for this button I used again texture, not modeling. Or so, and t-shirts, you can see that it's, I try to triangulate it and maybe a little bit optimize it. So on a scarf and these towels. Okay, so I explained all of this, and in here we have this one. Yeah, you can see that I exported from Marvelous Designer this model, t-shirt model. Then I tried to texture it in with UV map on all of these stuff on the UV map, and I made these three. So let's go and see the UV map stuffs in here. Okay, let's see. So okay, for the texture, because I didn't want it to bake all of this texture uniquely. I just want to use one wood texture in here, and that's it. And for this one as well. Okay, so I overlapped them. I used I didn't UV map it separately each one, because I just wanted to reach to the good textile density. As you can see, my textile density is 2048, but because for the textile density it didn't match for this big assets to match it in here, so I overlapped it together. I UV map each one separately, then use it in here. As you can see, the textile density is good. Okay, and for this one, as you can see as well in here, and maybe some of them I just, for example, in here, let me show you. This one. Okay, so in here I checked it like this. I said, okay, let's pin. It was pinned, now it's unpinned. Okay, I checked it like this. Said, okay, let's put it in here. Checked it. Yeah, it was good, and like this. Okay, so for these two, it was good to make it like this. But for these t-shirts and others, yeah, you can see in here. I unfold it and put it almost all of them to match the picture. Okay, in here, this is the picture, and try to match it. Each one of them, for example, in here, you can see I matched it with the picture because I know that this technique, it's really useful, and in game industry they just take a picture. They just use a picture as textures to making assets faster. Okay, so for t-shirts in here again, yeah, and a scarf and towels. Like this. Okay, and after that I textured these shirts. Let me show you. This is UV map. I put them together because I just wanted to use that picture. I didn't want to bake them or whatever. I just put them on the picture to get it right. And as you can see, it feels okay. So yeah, this is the hand of the dresser. As you can see, I tried to make it this picture. This picture was my reference. I downloaded it. So I didn't sculpt this little sausage ZBrush because I thought that it's so small, not worth it, but totally it's looked the same. Okay, so I make it in a high poly, then convert it to low poly a little bit. Yeah, it's in here, and this is the low version of that. And I went to Marvelous Designer, Marmoset. I went to Marmoset and baked the high poly to this low poly, and yeah. Okay, so I think that all of them are done. So let's go to Substance Painter because I want to show it in there. Okay, let's go to the Substance Painter. So before we jump into Substance Painter, I want to tell something. Yeah, before we jump into Substance Painter, let's I made this let's say animation, whatever we call it. When we slide it to here, it becomes all of them started to pivot on the center. Okay, I know that in 3ds Max we have something called dummy. In dummy we can make our pivot wherever, but the dummy makes it on the center. But in Maya, as I know, we don't have such a thing, so we have to separate it like this when we want to go on the substance painter, when we want to bake or check there our textures or roughnesses or whatever. So we can't have it like this, but when we want to use it on Unreal Engine, we can't use it like this, because for example this t-shirt, the pivot point will become in here in Unreal Engine, and when I wanted to move, I have to move this t-shirt, but the pivot is in here, so it's hard. So it's really better to export it on the center. Yeah, the pivot point on this t-shirt is in here, and in Unreal Engine it will be in here as well. So, but in Substance Painter we will have a problem with that, but no problem, we can make this animation. It's so simple, it's not that big of a deal. So let's make a cube. For example, this is a cube. We go in here. Where is that cube? Okay, cube. We have this cube. We in time slider, we select S, and we go, for example, in here. Again, press S. Then we can, for example, move it in here. Then S. Okay. So as I moving it, it moves. Yeah, it was in the center because I wanted in Unreal to be in center, but right now it can be in here, and when I export it in Substance Painter, it will show me like this, and I can do whatever I like. Okay, but having them like this in Substance Painter doesn't work for our texturing. Okay, so I exported all of these in Substance Painter like this. This is my map, because for most of them I use the texture of the clothes, and I make that texture on Substance Painter. I didn't make them, I just cut some pictures that I was downloaded on the internet, and yeah, this is a picture, and I set some this roughness, nothing too metallic, because as you can see it's really metallic, but it was a good number, no metallic, and roughness was good. So for this dresser hand, I put this texture with this color. For this one I put a glass and aluminium, and for these hangers I used yeah, for some reason I don't know why it's not showing. It was good. I use plastic and aluminium. So that's it. Okay, so and for these two I didn't make and use any textures because I had the texture on the Unreal. So here we are done, and for this dresser hand I used my bake I mentioned you in Marmoset tool bag. Okay, so yeah, so let's go to the Unreal. So then I exported my textures like this. For example, I used a Targa for 4K. I set my own texture set For example, RGB for base color, MRA for metallic roughness and ambient occlusion, and normal. These three was so optimized. Then we go to Unreal. Here we are. I made a folder, call it tracer, and all of these stuffs. Then I did some prefabs for each one of them. For example, for this t-shirt. Yeah, you can see in here, this is t-shirt and hanger both in same. I put them in here, and you see I just snap them together to become easier and further. Then again, this t-shirt, this scarf, I put them all in here, and as you can see, this is my dresser inside. I put three shirts, t-shirts, box, and put all of them in here, as you can see. So that's really good. Then I put all of these in. I put all of them in my dresser. It had a reason that why did I make it like this? Because maybe you don't want you open your dresser. Okay, why should we spend a lot of polygons for the inside of it? When someone doesn't need to open it, why should we have it in here? But when someone wants to open it, so we have separated door which you can open it, rotate it. You see, you can rotate it. And I did some codings. I searched on the internet for the coding, how to open it, how to close it. And when you press E, the dresser will open, and this is ready. This is the ready form of the dresser. And when we go in here, you can go in here and press E, and it opens all of them in here, all of the t-shirts and all of them. And if we want, for example, a dresser but not the inside, we can have it like this, okay? And it's inside is empty and there is no polygon wasted. So and if we wanted to have a opening door and inside of it or whatever, we can go and have it in here as well. So we can have separated form of this dresser, empty one, full of dresser, half of dressers, or other stuff we can put it or whatever, or we can open the top door or this door a little bit open. We can have so many variant scenarios if we wanted to use. And for the texture, I put the texture in here. This is the texture, dresser. These three are my textures. And made a material. This is the material, okay? And put them together and save them. Then in here, and in here, for the purpose of texture, for the sake of texture memory, I didn't use a separated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials for each one of them. I put all of them in one, and as you can see in here, 1, 2, 3, they have one textures. If I change it, all of them will change. So yeah, one texture, one material for all of these clothes, and one material for the dresser itself. Okay, so this dresser has two materials, 1 and 2. So that was the end. Thank you everyone. Thank you for everyone who was listening to me, and hope you enjoyed it and learned something about it. Goodbye. Hey guys, in this video I wanted to add something more for this dresser and drawer, because in here I've showed you that for making a dresser like that we have to put our assets in Unreal Engine, and as I was watching, it's a little bit time consuming for putting these assets one by one in prefab, and maybe it's not the best and efficient way to do that, but it's not wrong. In CG we don't have wrong or right, it's all related, and we have to consider which one is better for this situation. In this video I was showing you to making prefab in here. It was good and okay, but I had another solution for that, and the solution is much more easier for in here. As you can see, this is a dresser, and now I'm updating the last thing I've said, because here is a newer version and that video was captured in the past. So as you can see, it's the same. So what's the difference between this dresser and the dresser I've showed you in the video? I've made this dresser in prefab, and as you can see we have so many little assets in here. But this dresser I've made, it's just maybe 3 or 5. And what's the difference between that? When we using prefab and we put a lot of assets in here and put them in here in Unreal Engine, it's time consuming, and in here it's become a little bit crowded. So how can we make it much easier and more efficient, and why not? Let's see. So what's my alternative for that? It's I've put the asset like that. Look at it, it's the dresser, the main body. This is the main body, okay? And in the main body, because nothing's gonna move, I put them all together. These assets are not going to move. So what are these blue material and the Lambert one? So I will explain it in here. So we have the main body, we have our left door and right door. Why we are separated them? Because I wanted to make them move, okay? Because I wanted to rotate like that to become open, and I put them separate in here, because in here, as you see in, where is it? Oh my god, in here. Okay, so in here, as you can see, the dresser is a little bit open, because I want to have more options to playing with my cluster in here, okay? Not the closed one, everything is flat like in here. It has a purpose in here, because I didn't made the drawer, it's just that's it. But in here I've made it. You can go in here or down, but this one is empty, it's hollow, you see. So I said that, okay, why not? So as you see in here, I separated this, and these two will move, these two doors. So I exported like dresser and main body, top left door, top right door, dresser left and dresser right. Okay, so let me show you in here. Yeah, this is the assets I've imported in Unreal Engine. That's it. Okay, so In here we don't need to import each and every one of our t-shirts in here, because I've done this process in Maya. I've done it in Maya and put it in a and combine them all, as you see. So if I wanted to rotate this box, because I exported in unique way, I can't move it in Unreal Engine, but whenever I wanted to change anything, I can click in here, go to faces like that, and maybe rotate them, or do a copy in. Let me do that. We have to uncombine it first of all, then I can clone that, do it like that, change it, or maybe delete it, or maybe add another t-shirt in here. It's more convenient compared to the last one with prefab and do it in Unreal Engine. I said that there is no bad, wrong or right. It's depends. But I felt like in this way I'm much comfortable to using it. So I put them all in. I combine them all. Dresser, M, body, main body. This is my dresser as a static mesh. As you can see, this is my dresser, and that's it. Okay. So two textures, one for the wood and another for the for cloths. So what did I do in prefab? As you see, I don't have a lot of things like in this video. As you can see, folder, towel, all of that. I just have the main body and door. If I hide it, and that's it. That's so simple and so easy to use. You are not forced to do it just in Unreal Engine. You can do it in Maya, and just you have to be careful about the texture. Don't mix texture. For example, don't do this. For example, like all of it in one material group, because if you do it like that in here, dresser, in here, as you can see, these two material become one, and you will miss your textures. But because they are in a separate group, all dresser in another color and another texture, a material group, and this one is another group, we don't have any problem, even if you did that in Substance Painter. So here we are. I think we are good to go. So I wanted to mention one thing more. Let's open up this part. Don't save. So what's the benefit of that? I have my t-shirts in here, my hangers, when I wanted to use them in my scene, I can, and I exported them separately, folded, all of that, and I exported my dresser and put all of them in Maya because it's more convenient. Okay, so yeah, we can again doing something like that. For example, let me do that. Yeah, I'm doing it right now in here, for example, like that. Okay, so as you can see, it's too time consuming. In Maya, I'm more convenient. So we can do it like that and copy, maybe add it in here. Something like that, for example, add another one, for example. Then we can come in here, say okay, we select this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and all of that, and go to actor and merge actor and merge and select a new cluster. I can save it in here, and this one will be the next, the new version of our cluster. But yeah, so many ways to do what you want to do. For example, in here I exported this door separately because I wanted to do it like I wanted to maybe open it like that. Maybe do some variation, maybe, you know. And as you see, I did it in here and put a box in here. For example, this box didn't let the door to open, to close completely. But I could do it these two doors with main body, and I think you got the idea. So do whatever you like and however you like it, and yeah. After and for the, because I wanted to show you the more, after I've done the cluster, all of the static meshes already, I've put another. I put some coding in here. This is the coding. And how did I make this code? How did I make this code? I downloaded some videos on YouTube and watched them and mixed two videos, and I've wrote this blueprint for my door to become open. And yeah, this is the box collision when we enter, and I can maybe, let me see, show you. So if we put it in here and asset setup, so as you can see, when I enter the box collision, it's let me, yeah, when we go to the box collision and when we enter, not sure why it's not showing in here, because some lines become highlighted when we enter our key. So in here, when I go and hit E in here, when I enter it, it opens, and when I enter it back, it's closed. So that was the whole idea. So maybe you will ask me, why did I do that? Because in the game, when the character moves, he can open the doors of the dresser and close it. And I did some screenshots like that, and I put some boxes in here. As you can see in here, I did some t-shirts and shirts and 2 towels, as you see in here, and hangers and scarf, you see. So yeah, that was the idea, and I think we are done. So hope you liked it, and see you on for the next video. Thank you and goodbye.